Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New
Oh my
Year.
God, it's 2026.
I can't count.
We're just moving along.
2026. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe. We need you.
Thank you. Absolutely. If you're in the chat, please let us know you're out there. We do love talking to you, and we appreciate you so much. And we hope you had a wonderful holiday. And we are heading into, let's see, today's January 2nd. So in 18 days, it will have been 1 year into this nightmare. 1 year into this nightmare. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the end of Stranger Things, or is it? The beginning of Stranger Things, season 2.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because we've talked about this off and on throughout the year, that it feels like we're in some distorted dystopian reality TV show, right? That's called the Trump administration. And so today's theme is politics or theatrics, because I don't know about you guys, but I can't tell the difference. It is.
I feel the same way. I feel like we're in a dream.
Yeah, it's getting more that way, the theatrics. No one's running. No one's running the country. No.
Very Shakespearean tragedy.
Yeah.
It's called Blair Lines.
Yeah.
The inmates are running the government.
No, they're running the asylum. The inmates is running the asylum.
Exactly.
I mean, so much so, I'll have to see if I can find it. But I saw a post, it was actually from the White House, I believe. That was, again, AI generated, or no, it was of, what was the one? Russell Crowe, Gladiator. They were trying to say that Trump is like the gladiator.
I know, that's a joke.
Did you see that?
Garbage? Sick gladiator.
And so everything's performative. Everything is theatrical. Everything is to get views and it's like, yeah, who the hell's running the government right now? That's what I want to know, because I'm tired of it. Our tax dollars are being spent on
what? Someone said to me today that you would think he wouldn't have time. That he wouldn't have time for all of this, going to football games or basketball games or the theater, that there are more important business that needs to be done in the White House and in other countries. Need to be worried about, one thing we are not talking about is what's in Florida, the Alligator Alley. We're not talking about what's really happening no more. We don't. We talk surface conversations now. They're just surface.
No, that's because the media's capitulated. So we don't really get the news. So everything we talk about today, we wanted to tie it back to: is this really governing? Is this political performance? And more importantly, how are people really reacting to this, and why are people still supporting it? That's the part that I think is baffling. And what are the patterns that we're seeing? So I just pulled a few stories from kind of this last week for us to talk about. And one is, the continuing of bad-mouthing people. And I'm going to bring the story up, because did you guys hear the one on Clooney? That one was interesting. So this one is, we've been watching him badmouth some of the GOP. So Massey, everyone who is really trying to get these Epstein files released.
So sick of that.
So Republicans really behind the Epstein Files Act respond to Trump's lowlife Tom's. It's a pattern. It's repetitive. It's childish. It's all these things that we watch him do on a daily basis. So Kentucky Congress singled out Trump on Christmas as a lowlife after co-authoring a law requiring the federal government to release all the Epstein files because the president attacked him for keeping his commitment to help the victims. So people are starting to fight back, right, on all of this. On Christmas, Trump posted a rant on his Truth Social platform that dismissed Congress's interest in Epstein as a scam, while referring to Massey, the only lawmaker named in the post, as one low-life Republican. So that prompted Massey to reply on X, imagine celebrating a blessed Christmas with your family. Suddenly, phones alert everyone to the most powerful man in the world attacking you for fulfilling his campaign promise to help victims. And it goes on. So again, performative. Hey, Jazzy.
What do you think about Kash Patel trying to come out with? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought Maureen was saying something. She was waiting.
No, I just said hi, Jazzy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. How he couldn't just be the head of the FBI. He had to look the part. I have to have the A jacket on. And I got to have this, and I need my patches and all that. It didn't change a thing, and I don't recall seeing him. It's all very, like you said, we are players on a stage. Players play, and then they, and you got Pete Hegseth running around playing army and doing all these theatrics and calling people and high-fiving them over. It's very performative.
Well, that's what happens when you hire TV personalities to be the president, right?
This is true.
To head the FBI, to head the Department of Defense, not the Department of War. Noam, all these people, they're all TV hacks, and it's just, I don't know. That's what we have. I don't know. Anybody else? Maureen?
Oh no. Well, it's performative. We have a president, number one, who doesn't care about anybody, including his own administration, quite frankly, but they're all acting out for him and they don't have the background for it. It's like the measles crisis we have in the Midwest right now, in the South, I think it's the Carolinas. And there's an epidemic of measles, which has been gone for many, many years. That's troublesome.
It's going on in Kentucky as well.
Yeah. It's like they're playing, like Jazzy said, I referred to it from the very beginning as this reality TV show, like, I don't know, the real oligarchs of DC or something. I don't know, of the West Wing. I don't know, but it's all been performative. The problem is that they don't give a damn that there's real life, real people are getting hurt. Real people are getting hurt in all this. This is not a TV show. This is not play. This is not, scripted. This is
right.
People are dying. People are getting hurt. And that's the part that's frustrating. So,
and now he's cut. What'd he do? Get up, gets mad at the Somalians, makes fun of them, whatever. Now he's, messing with the healthcare. I mean, the child care in all the states. It's just whatever he wants to do, whatever whim comes up, he just does it. There's no consequence. There's no fight back. There's nothing. No resistance.
Speaking of no consequences, you guys heard the testimony from Jack Smith? Did you read about all that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That man would be in jail. Garland
underneath it.
His job. Yeah. So we know, he attacks Democrats. He attacks everybody. It's interesting when he attacks people like George Clooney.
That was his buddy last election. Oh my goodness.
So Trump called Clooney and his wife Amal, two of the worst political prognosticators. That didn't come from Trump. Someone gave him that word. He wouldn't know what that word is. Prognosticators of all time after they were awarded French passports. I think they were awarded French citizenship,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, they were.
So George Clooney has lashed out at US President Donald Trump for criticizing France's decision to grant the Hollywood actor and his family French citizenship. The 64-year-old Oscar winner, his wife, and their two children became French citizens earlier this month after living on a property in southern France for years. So Clooney talks about French privacy laws, which are much different and really is significant when you're a celebrity trying to raise children. So Trump, whose administration has backed anti-immigration parties in Europe, wrote on Truth Social that France was welcome to the Ocean 11 star. Welcome, yeah. Similar things he said about Rosie O'Donnell in Ireland, right? Is a long-term Democrat supporter, fundraiser. So he says, good news. George and Amal Clooney, two of the worst political prognosticators of all time, have officially become citizens of France, which is sadly in the midst of a major crime problem because of their absolutely horrendous handling of immigration. Clooney got more publicity for politics than he did for his very few and totally mediocre movies.
Oh.
Pattern, see the pattern? There's a pattern here, right? He wasn't a movie star at all. He was just an average guy who complained constantly about common sense politics. Lies, lies, and more lies. Referring to the US midterm elections, Clooney told Hollywood Reporter, I totally agree with the current president. We have to make America great again. We'll start in November. I love that.
Well, I
Absolutely.
loved it, but I don't like how he spoke against Biden so badly. And I mean, he should have just stayed home. He should have stayed in France and shut up then.
Yes.
Now I miss my grandpa.
Yeah, let's talk about that in a minute. It goes on, talks about the French culture and everything, but isn't it always interesting how he attacks people who are successful and who people actually like? And
Well, he said he doesn't
except
like
for
good looking people. He don't. Remember he said, I don't know. Tell people this. But I don't like people that are. He said he don't like successful or good looking people. He's jealous. He's a hater.
yeah. The whole Biden thing, I think the way he did it was not right, but I think in hindsight, Biden would not have won. Much as I love Biden.
Yeah, but I don't think it
I
should have
love
been
him.
done publicly.
I
If
agree.
they
I
really
agree
thought
with
that
that.
Biden should, let
He should have done it
Kamala,
privately. Yeah,
she should have did that at the beginning. Not
yeah,
give
I
her
agree.
107 days to win office, and then they restricted her from going on independent media and only put her on regular media, and then he had the nerve to sue people for her saying what she had to say and said it misled people, but he still won. So what was the suit about?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I agree. Jazzy, I don't think his intentions were to shed light, unfortunately, on the truth because our democracy was in jeopardy. But I agree, Andrea. He should have done that privately with him and a lot earlier.
I didn't even agree with Obama telling him publicly that he should step aside. I didn't like that either. I didn't like none of it. If
Yeah.
you're going to be fair to somebody, be fair at the beginning of the election, not in the middle.
Right. So all of these rants,
Before
we're
you
gonna go a
go
little.
on, let me just comment on
Yeah.
that. We can't say that they did not say this in the beginning. Maybe that's why they went public. Maybe they tried to catch him behind closed doors and was ignored by him. We don't know the full story. So we have to tread very lightly and make sure we do our homework. I
Well,
cannot
I
say,
understand
let me
that
just
too.
finish. I cannot say that they didn't have a conversation with him because they could have behind closed doors. And Mr. Biden at times can be very stubborn. However, by them coming out, we don't know why it took the way it took. Because from the president I know, President Obama, he's not a hater. He's not an individual that will try to make his boy look bad. So I'm going to reserve my comment until I do my homework and
Well, I
come back
still
to you.
think that they should have did it in the beginning, and if he wanted to make him look bad publicly, it still should have been in the beginning, and not wait till she only had 107 days, and then gave her the backing that she really needed. I just feel like it still was done wrong, and Biden might be stubborn, but I think if everybody would have came to him silently, even Nancy Pelosi, and said everybody came to him in the beginning, he might have stepped aside. I don't believe he wouldn't have stepped aside. I believe he would have stepped aside.
Yeah,
And
Again,
he said in
you
the
didn't hear
beginning,
a word
he
I
said
just
in the
said.
beginning he was only going to do one term. That's what he said in the very beginning. He was just going to come get it straight, and he was only going to do the one term. So, I don't know what made him run for the second term.
And that's my whole point. He is
Hmm.
stubborn at times. Maybe they did have a conversation with him and
But
he
so is
ignored
Trump.
it.
Trump's stubborn too.
I'm not saying no. I'm not debating with you. I'm just
Well,
stating facts.
nothing to talk about. I was just talking, really.
so I mean, to August's point, we don't know because we weren't in the room. However, what we do know is whoever talked to him was not successful, right? And to your question, I think the reason thought he needed to run again is because Trump was running. And I think he truly felt, Biden truly felt that he was the one that could beat Trump. And that might have been true 10 years ago, right? Or even when he
I don't
ran
know. I
and
think he would
beat
have
him
won.
that first time. I think the age just caught up with him.
But what
And
they say, he only 6 months younger or older than Trump, and his ankle's not swollen. His ankle's not
But he
swollen.
said, and we
You
beat
know,
Medicare.
they
His
didn't,
brain was
they
not
didn't have
working
to
at its
keep giving him a
optimal.
cognitive test either.
And the problem is that yes, I would have rather had her as a president. The 107 days was crazy,
mhm,
but there's gonna be people that's gonna disagree with that and say we should have just took it to the um the Democratic National
the
Convention or whatever.
primary, they
And so
needed a
you have all
primary.
these different, and nobody really knows, but what would have happened. But I know he couldn't go on any further. He couldn't do it anymore,
Yeah.
and
The,
they waited too late.
yeah. If they
Yeah,
had
that's
done it
that's big.
earlier, yeah, there would
Hmm.
have been a proper primary. And she certainly could have come out on top of that primary. And then
Hmm.
she would have had more, a more successful. I thought her campaign was great, to be
And then,
honest
and
with
then
you.
and then they
I
had all
but
these black people against her. And when she first came out of the 107 days, you had Charlemagne the
yeah,
God. You had really Don Lemon wasn't saying nothing positive. So it was black people that
And there
was
was a lot of people
uh,
that felt like because her prosecutorial
that's right.
people forget you got to do your job, but and there was always in the community those people that thought these things and they didn't look at the facts, they didn't look at a record, they didn't
That's
see it,
right.
they just listened to gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, Anitra. She has
Mm-hmm.
to do her job. And if any one of us was in that position, we have to do our job. And I will hope that you'll back me. But guess what? We always trying to, my baby didn't do it. Forget your baby didn't do it. Hell yeah, your baby did it and did it wrong.
Pookie did it, everybody know Pookie did it, he did it on the first 48.
Well, and
yeah,
that's
Jazzy.
true. Uh-huh. A
Yeah,
lot of misinformation, and
that's an understatement.
but I just think if she had a went on, if they had a fact checked and they did, like I said, 107 days wasn't enough time for her to do everything she needed to do with all the
Yeah.
people,
So yeah, so let's circle back. That was a great conversation, and I think it's an important one. Let's circle back, though, to this Trump and his allies and talk about a couple things as we tie it back to the performative. So, would you agree, and I'm asking the question here, that every conflict, to me, I call it the Jerry Springer effect. This is where we come back to the theatrics, is a fundraising opportunity. So conflict is no longer a byproduct, it's the actual product. It's on purpose.
Well, conflict is like a clickbait.
Yeah, exactly. To raise
and
money.
even on you have more success on YouTube. They say if you on there like saying something controversial like black women are stupid or something like that. I can say that because even if that's not what you're going to talk about, if you put something controversial on the heading to bring somebody in, we do respond to negativity more than positivity.
Absolutely. But until we get around the fact that outrage makes money, right? Social media, outrage makes a lot.
If it
of
bleeds,
money.
it leads.
And my son says sex sells.
Sex sells, it
Yep.
doesn't. Too Short said
Always
it too,
have.
but I'm just leave it at
Yeah.
that.
The
I see
advertising
that in
agencies.
the pedophilia I'm talking about, that, this has been drawn out for so long and so long. And had that been Obama, the first instance of somebody telling you that he was a pedophile, they would have been like, well, first we wouldn't even believed it.
Yeah.
It's just this Epstein situation's out of control. It needs to come to a head and be popped.
Well, it's been going on for so long that we no longer believe what's going to come out is going to be true anyway. It's going to be so redacted.
Wait a minute. Anitra, did you just say it needs to come to a head and
And
pop
be popped.
And be popped.
and be
It's
popped?
like it reminds me of Steel Magnolias, one of my favorite lines.
I love that
He's
movie.
a boil on the butt of humanity.
Yes. You don't have nothing good to say, come sit by me.
Yeah, good movie.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites.
We laugh
So
so we'll
again,
cry.
yeah. So the performance in the asset is raising a lot of money for these people. The conflict is raising a lot of money. This isn't governing by any stretch.
It's grifting, and they don't care about his grifting. Here, everything for us is going up, and he's just getting richer and richer and richer.
And trying to decorate every damn thing. Sit down.
With
Either a
gold.
designing woman or you're the president. You can't be putting amenities on this and that. We have this whole conflict over here, and you over there trying to make chairs more comfortable at the Kennedy Center.
Well, he's destroyed the Kennedy Center. And
We'll get to that.
people who are backing and performing there. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yes,
So-
yes, ma'am.
I mentioned earlier, we're talking about kind of some of the rants. I mean, unhinged. And I think there were 150 over the holiday week. I mean, that's disturbing. I don't.
Yeah, I turned my TV off. I deal with Don Lemon, I turned the TV off.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's hear a little bit.
About Jeffrey Epstein.
I do too,
Last
yes.
night, he asked when the DOJ will say, quote, no more on the Epstein files and work on election fraud, claiming, quote, the Dems are the ones who worked with Epstein, not the Republicans. Release all of their names, embarrass them, and get back to helping our country. This from the man who is in picture after picture after picture and video with the man in question. The post follows an incoherent Christmas Day rant where he posted, quote, Merry Christmas to all, including the many sleazebags who loved Jeffrey Epstein, only to drop him like a dog when things got too hot. Falsely claimed they had nothing to do with him, didn't know him, said he was a disgusting person, and then blamed, of course, President Donald J. Trump. He also added a cryptic warning saying, quote, that's the way it is in the world of corrupt Democrat politics. Enjoy what may be your last Merry Christmas. It's the president, of course. And that was just one of the nearly 150 times Trump posted in an unhinged rage-baiting spree on Christmas Day, in which he once again peddled 2020 election conspiracy theories, wished a Merry Christmas to everyone, including the, quote, radical left scum, and shared false claims about Somali immigrants. Joining us now is Kayla Gardner, MS Now White House reporter, Kimberly Atkins-Storr, MS Now political analyst and columnist for the Boston Globe and writer of the Supreme Court newsletter, The Gavel, and David Drucker, MS Now contributor, senior writer for The Dispatch, and author of In Trump's Shadow. Kayla, I gotta start with you. Now, 150 times on one day. The man tweets or tells someone else to tweet a lot. But it seems with the way that, as long as I've covered him, as long as you've covered him, as long as he's been in our lives, the thing that has been very clear is when Trump is feeling like his back is against the wall, that's when we start seeing this. When he's scared and worried, that's what he starts seeing this. How is the White House kind of taking in and explaining these rage-baiting
One thing that I thought was so interesting, particularly about his Epstein comments, is just a few days ago, he was saying he felt terrible for people like Bill Clinton being in these photos and sort of expressing sympathy for people who had association with Jeffrey Epstein, including himself, who had more than a decade-long friendship with Epstein. And so that seemed to sharply change. Now he's, again, putting that attention back on Democrats, which has been the White House's strategy from the beginning. They say, look at these other people who had relationships with Epstein. Look at Congress. They don't want the attention to be on President Trump. But to his point about the DOJ focusing on other things, they are not going to be. The DOJ has explicitly said the next few weeks will be committed to looking through these documents, making new redactions. So this is a story that is not going to go away for the White House, especially going into the new year. And it's largely a problem of their own making. This is something that they could have been doing from day one. President Trump said that he was going to release the Epstein files. This is a problem that they have walked into. And it seems that some of the loudest voices that are upset are Trump's own supporters. So it's a political issue of his own making. And there's a lot that could have been done leading up to this moment to really avoid the problems that they're seeing now.
Duh. So yeah, I responded to one of the posts. I said, just release them all. Just release them all, and then the DOJ doesn't have to work on it anymore.
That's right.
Problem solved.
And I don't call them tweets when they come from there. I call them excretions. So especially when it comes from him, anybody from that cabinet, he's excreting things. Like and then the IHOP hype, the two ladies, and they call it lie social.
Lie social. Yeah, it's definitely.
She was like, they was on Skanks was on Lie Social. I'll be cracking up.
Oh my God.
It's just
so. Go ahead.
I've been hearing people. I've been running around hearing people talk about different things. Had a little conversation with a couple gentlemen yesterday. One happened to be white. The other one may be Hispanic. I'm just guessing. I'm not going to say I know. But I'm just saying we all were in. I overheard them talking and I couldn't resist. And they were just talking about the state of things and all these I say Fredophilic, I'll say it that way. Things that everybody's talking about and things that are going on and hiding it. And they're like, what has our government come to? What are we going to do about it? Everybody feels like there is hope, but they don't know quite where they fit in.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a pattern again. So even
when
over
his
the
ratings
holidays,
are low, he's got to say things that he thinks is going to hype them up and bring them back to him, but they're starting to wise up to it.
Yeah. Again, back to performative, back to the theatrics. And he does this. There's no pause for reflection. There's absolutely no restraint. Institutional norms, forget that. I mean, the holidays, for God's sake, it's traditionally, time for unity, right? I mean, that boundary is gone. So does leadership now shift from institutional roles to continuous performance? I mean, it seems like this is all we see.
I'm starting to think that that's what it was from the daggone beginning for a lot of it. Not the meat and potatoes, presidents or leaders we've had, but for a long time, as I look at this, a lot of it is performative. Very little gets accomplished, but there's a lot of things going on, and they got all these different things, and you're seeing it, but the wheels are turning so slow, and they get you over here to sleight of hand. Look at this shiny thing. I'm in your pocket. I got your money.
That's what I told you.
Yeah. So the question is,
we're just seeing, we're not seeing truth. we're in a TV movie.
Right.
I don't like it. I'm going to give it an F rating.
Yeah. I mean, so does this normalize? Is this a permanent state of conflict
Oh, hope not.
for us now?
I hope not, but I'm afraid it's going to be because I I go around to a lot of podcasts. Some of them I don't like. I don't watch it all, but I've been noticing this theme of, I don't know who it was, but they were having this conversation of, well, just strictly on looks. You got JD Vance and you've got Gavin Newsom. I'm gonna vote for Newsom because he's got a solid jaw and he's 6'3" and he's thin, he's not fat. And again, I hear a lot of people talking about what people look like and not what they're doing.
That was funny.
The TV show. The TV show. It's casting.
It's casting, yes, it's
It's not
central casting.
placing qualified people in roles. It's casting.
So why is Trump in that job? The way he looks. Oh,
But he's bombastic,
no, I
and he
know.
says what you want to say, but you can't say it because the woke left won't let you. And they even though they knew it was a grift, they thought maybe just in case I'm gonna keep hitching to this wagon because they're not hitching to nothing else. And some of them been hitched so long, they getting all dragged around the yard, and they just decide to go along for the ride and turn it into a game.
The
Who can hold on
billionaires
the longest?
they're just trying to make as much money as they possibly can before the government is fixed again, and he's just the picture. He's just the face for these fools. So they knew they could get him with green money. He loves anything green, and so even diseases he like green.
Well, and it kept him out of jail.
And it kept him out of jail. That's all it did.
He keeps saying he's gonna quit.
I don't even understand how he talk about criminals and he got 34 felony counts. That don't even make no sense. And then he just said, "I just walk up to the women, I just grab them," and so you really think he not no pedophile? Allegedly, so that we can stay on the air.
He definitely doesn't respect women, but I really think somebody needs to look at the Supreme Court one of these days. It has really disappointed me, and I think there's some real flaws even before Trump in the way we choose the people for the Supreme Court. I see a certain amount of integrity has just gone out the door.
We vote the people in the House and Senate, and unfortunately, they, with the president, vote these people in.
Right.
So we have a accountable place for that.
The biggest problem is a lifetime appointment.
That
And
needs to
so
change.
I think if they've got 5 years or 7 years, that we at least could, they know they have to go up for re-election, and I think the people should have to agree, like
exactly,
that we want that person in for those years,
right,
representing the country.
That's true, Jazzy. How would he feel? The problem with all of this, we've talked, it's emotionally exhausting. We've completely lost norms and guardrails. And so politics has now become personality driven, you're saying, and looks, right? It's casting.
Yes.
Casting. It's not about competency. And they have the gall to say that DEI was, we don't talk about that, but the gall. Right. They have nobody.
We need to talk about DEI because those people they'd not had the DEI program, we wouldn't have found such qualified people. And as soon as he tried to get rid of them, the plane crash, the boat crash, he's blowing up stuff, and Gaza, the people keep dying.
Yeah, but I mean, we could do a whole show just on DEI, right? I benefited from it, right, as a white woman, right?
And I used to take those programs. I was HR, and we really believed in it. I mean, I was with a good company for 30 years and with nonprofits, and it is important. And it has done a lot of things for, as you say, women.
See, the white men that stopped educating themselves, they would have, they didn't want to go to college. They just wanted to job and make the money. And so when they went out and tried to find the qualified people, they found women and minorities.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what time is? I want to make sure we have 10 more minutes, and let's do this couple things. We'll get to Trump's health, and then we'll move. So quickly, the other theatrical thing that's happening still, um, and yet another meeting, and yet another quote unquote we're closer than ever
Poor
before, which we're
Zelensky.
not. Which I know, and he has to do this, right? He can't say no, I'm not coming. Um, but again, more performative because we know that Putin doesn't want a peace deal.
He
Putin
soon as
wants
he walk off the stage, he say he an asshole. He say, I mean, Zelensky is saying Trump's an asshole.
well, yeah, absolutely. So
Mhm.
he says that Russia wants to see Ukraine succeed. Anybody here believe
No, he
that?
doesn't.
No,
Oh, no.
Even Zelensky had to snicker at that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe a word of it.
honestly, from my flight deck, I hope Zelensky doesn't agree to it because it wouldn't be in his best interest nor his country.
That's right.
I
They
would
just
like
want
to
all
He's
his
see
stuck
him
between a
members.
rock
out.
and a hard place for sure.
Yes, he is in a rock and a hard place, but
Mhm.
thank God
Yes.
for the other countries in NATO that has been supporting him and hope
Mhm.
to dig out from this madness and we can step up and be the real country that we are.
Mhm.
That's right.
Absolutely. And so the point for all this again is it's performative. There's absolutely no substance here. Oh yeah, we're doing another meeting. Oh yeah, we're closer than ever before, which is all bullshit.
Mhm.
We know that it was just another performance, um, in my mind, from what I'm seeing and what I'm reading. There's no substance here.
Well, remember when they gave him the it was razzing him about his I said razz, but anyway, about his outfit. He says, "Oh, I have to wear a costume." That's what he had to do. Now he wears the costume, and he sit there,
Mhm.
and I can see he knows he's in a room full of frenemies. So he kind of sit there and was just like, "I'm here. I've done my job. You're gonna do what you want to do."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Agreed.
It's embarrassing.
Agreed.
It's sad, and I hate it for him and the Ukrainians.
And the thing, absolutely, the thing that this serves us is we, the people, the society, we like these.
United.
We're counting, we're hoping, we're rooting for Ukraine. We want to see peace there. We want to see them come out on top. So we also kind of crave these moments that are maybe this is it. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the truth. Um,
If we want a better 2026, I still believe in Martin Luther King that we're all going to have to come out together. You know, the minorities, the white women, the low income white men. All of us are going to have to come out together and join hands and say we want them out. There's more of us than him, and I don't understand why we so scared of this one monster, because that's who he is. He's a monster. So they have money, so we have willpower. We have willpower that we don't want them, and until we can get along with each other, and it's not based on the color of your skin and the texture of your hair and how Andrea talks or she got old. See, everybody didn't get old either. That's what they don't talk about. Until we all can go out, young, old, it doesn't handicap or non-handicap, it doesn't matter. We have to fight this.
yeah, we have to come together. You're right,
Hmm.
Andrea. All of us, we have to come together
It's
to
just, I
win
mean,
this.
somebody told me,
Mhm.
well, Andrea, 8 million people came out. I said, yeah, but it's 300 plus million in the country.
Mhm.
We could overtake all of this if we didn't have such hatred for certain things. If we weren't fighting amongst ourselves, we fighting amongst ourselves for some bread and some health care, and we need some solidarity with everyone. We need solidarity.
Yeah, yeah, and we've talked about that before too, right? That how bad does it have to get before that happens?
Hmm.
Before we come together. So, a couple more performative, and this, people are getting hurt. So Venezuela is fighting back, though. So we know about the boat strikes. You know, I mean, we're seeing it's almost like they're playing some horrible video game live on, and they're just blowing these ships out of
Horrible.
water. It's
Um,
murder. It's horrible,
It's
and
horrible.
some people are rooting for it. Some people think it's
That
great.
you shoot down people
Who
and
the
the
hell is
there are 2
rooting for
left
this?
down there. I'm gonna shoot those 2 too. Let me see if I get 5 points.
we're killing innocent people. Is what we're
Mhm.
doing. And I never
Who is
thought.
rooting
Say,
for this?
yeah.
Who rooted
What was
for
that,
it?
August?
You said
Who
who
is
rooted?
rooting for this?
MAGA.
See, it's too many of us that we can't just overtake all of them.
I've seen too many posts, and it's really
See, if it's
disgusting.
just all black people that go out there, they're gonna shoot us for real. We have to come out as a team.
Hmm.
It's
So
unfortunately going to have to get somewhat a lot worse before everybody comes out.
Watch their healthcare bills, and I went to the grocery store, and I said, "Oh my goodness."
I
We'll
know.
get to that. Let's finish this,
Well,
Venezuela.
yeah, let's
Okay.
finish this up so we can talk about maybe the cause of a lot of it, Maureen, and his
Mhm.
health, right? So
Right.
so we know about the boat strikes, we know about the oil tankers just being, I mean, we're pirates now, evidently. That's a whole new kind of episode in this reality show fiasco. Yeah, it's disgusting. But so evidently Venezuela's fighting back, passing
Good.
a law against piracy, blockades amid US oil ship seizures. So it'll be interesting. So lawmakers attend extraordinary session to discuss a bill opposing measures by US President Donald Trump that restrict sanctioned oil tankers from entering and leaving Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela. This is from Reuters. The ruling party controlled National Assembly unanimously approved a law on Tuesday that allows prison sentences of up to 20 years for anyone who promotes or finances what it describes as piracy or blockades. The law, which includes other international crimes, comes after recent U.S. attacks against Venezuelan oil shipments. Again, performative, theatrics. Now we're
I call
stealing countries'
bullshit.
oil.
I
Go
just
ahead,
call
what was that?
bullshit. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We use that word a lot lately. Bullshit. In other words.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we have been witnessing, I said this early on, I made that video. This was almost put yours on. So Trump's putting his name on everything.
Mm-hmm.
On everything. Will people draw the line when he orders or when bulldozers pull up and start bulldozing the Lincoln Memorial?
Well, I
Getting
know
ready.
the
I'm gonna draw
artists
the
are
line on
standing
that. I'll
up.
be headed to DC. You're going to take me too.
Oh,
The artists are standing up in regards to that. That's why they had to cancel
Yes.
because no one wants to perform.
But he's starting to threaten them now. So this guy is thinking about coming back because I guess he's landing some kind of threats toward him.
Suit,
a
the
bully.
lawsuit. That's their go-to. That's
lawsuit.
all they know. And so, yeah, that's the point that a lot of these artists are pulling out, and they will not. There's got to be. I'm wondering if there's something in their contract that they could legally say. My contract was with the Kennedy Center. It said nothing about Trump Kennedy Center.
That's right.
Exactly. That's all they have to do. You
That's
are
it.
spot on. His name was nowhere near there when their contracts were signed. They
Right.
didn't sign their contracts in 2025. Their contracts were
Whoops.
signed before then. And if they did sign it in 2025 after January, then those individuals would have to show up. Period.
Issa Rae, she
We
canceled
just
hers.
add too much bullshit to it. Again, It is what it is. If you signed it before 2025, you're good. You stand on principle. If you signed your
Absolutely.
contract after, then you were greedy, and now you will have to stand up and perform.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Leading
Just so much.
is so we know he's a narcissist, right? Malignant, of the malignant type, which is the worst. But Maureen,
Yes,
could it be his health is part of this?
that's what they're saying, and it's been in the news the last couple of days, and we can observe it when we look at him, and he appears, yeah, to not be a healthy man right now. And why do I say that? And we'll show a video after this. I'll make this really short but to the point. We've been talking about it. His behavior is erratic, for sure. He's always blaming people that he considers an enemy. He is a habitual liar, and that goes for his health 100% when he talks about what a wonderful health he's in. Doctors have never seen a man with so much, who's so well. Come on. The man is pushing 80, and I can say that.
Okay.
You know, things change. And I'm going to give some examples right now. There are a bunch of medical professionals that have gotten together, and Trump is saying how he takes this large dose of aspirin every day because it's good for his heart. And the doctors are saying, whoa, wait a second there. We're not even saying anymore after you're 60, you should even take one aspirin. And, he's diagnosing himself, but he could be causing plaques, blood that's too thin. Andrea, you're in the medical field.
I want him to keep it up.
You're going to end up with a GI bleed is what he's going to end up with.
Yeah, and he doesn't. Another thing that he's doing right now is talking about his cognitive tests and his imaging tests all the time. And people are saying, wait a minute. Doctors are saying, wait a second. Why are you getting these tests all the time? You don't have to have them all the time, maybe not even once a year, even at your age. What are you talking about? And then we've all observed this, nodding at his meetings, falling asleep. Oh, he says, no, the cameras are doing that on purpose. They're making me look like I'm falling asleep. That's all I have to say about it for my
Rubio just kept talking and looking at him. Say he's sleeping.
So anyway, we have a good video to take a look at here. Pathetic.
Is once again making headlines. He now says he underwent a CT scan, not an MRI, during his October examination. The president had previously told reporters he underwent an MRI, but said he had, quote, no idea what body parts were covered. But in a new interview with the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump clarified it was actually a CT scan, which his doctor confirmed to CBS News. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand joins me now from West Palm Beach, Florida, with more on this story. So, Natalie, what do we know here about the president's CT scan, and why was there this miscommunication over what the test was?
Well, these are both advanced imaging tests. It's possible there was some confusion over the terminology. Remember, it was weeks ago during the president's Thanksgiving break here in Florida when he told CBS News' Weijia Jiang that he received an MRI. But now he's clarifying to the Wall Street Journal in this new article that it was actually a CT scan. And the president's doctor says he was initially told that he would receive either an MRI or a CT scan. They decided to do a CT to rule out any cardiovascular issues. We do have a new statement from the president's doctor, Dr. Sean Barbarella, saying, as we revealed in the post-examination report, the advanced imaging was perfectly normal and revealed no abnormalities. Now, the Wall Street Journal article also revealed that the president takes around 325 milligrams of aspirin a day, which is around 4 times what's considered a low dose of aspirin. The president also posting on social media this morning about his health, not referencing the Wall Street Journal article, but clearly health is on his mind. Writing on Truth Social, White House doctors have reported that I am, quote, in perfect health, and that he aced for a third straight time his cognitive examination, saying he strongly believes that anyone running for president or vice president should be mandatorily forced to take it. Now, the president, keep in mind, will turn 80 years old this year. He's defended his health and his age as he's faced some increasing questions and scrutiny over things like the bruising on his skin, something that he says his doctors say comes from taking aspirin. Also, recent instances of closing his eyes during some meetings. The president, to the Wall Street Journal, said that he was just relaxing, not sleeping. Chanel.
All right, Natalie Brand, thank you.
I was just resting my eyes.
I will.
No words. No words.
Oh, there's words. We just call him bullshit. He's such a liar.
Yeah.
Enough is
Yeah.
enough. And I love what Jazzy said. Who blinks for 5 minutes? Okay.
We watched the video.
I'll try it.
The thing in his tweet when he says no other president or vice president was willing to take these cognitive tests, I'm like, no other vice president or president needed to take these cognitive tests.
No.
Oh my God.
And the other issue is that does he realize that that much aspirin will cause you to 80 milligrams, and then you a lot of times want to have it enteric-coated so it doesn't. Well, let him go and keep on taking his little aspirin. He's gonna think about some thin blood.
Take a whole bottle every day.
Maybe that's why his hand is messed up. You shake somebody's hand with that much aspirin, and some stuff gonna go wrong.
No, that's
Come on, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let's
you
just
believe that.
call a
Stop
thing a
that.
thing. We know damn well aspirin is not doing that just to that hand. Because if that was the case, his entire body should be affected, not just that hand. So
Yeah, I don't
let's
think it's just the hands. I don't think it is.
Did
Oh,
Melania look like a porn star?
Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you brought that up because when I was looking at her, I'm like, how did you ever sleep with him, girl?
Oh.
Because she looks fabulous. I mean, if I'm talking about look, she's a beautiful woman. And
Her
I just
dress,
be like,
yes, her
it's
dress
that
is
money.
beautiful. I
That's
guess you will
Oh.
do anything
president.
for money.
I haven't seen no first lady come out with her boobs showing
Never.
ever.
Dressed like a low budget Oscar.
That's what she looked like.
Well, and of course he's the picture of health.
Yeah, and got a vajayjay right in his chin. Is right around his neck. Has got a vajayjay.
I agree with you. His aspirin comment will end up like his liver vector.
They already said it was some handshaking. How many lies we got to listen to?
Well,
He said monkey,
yeah.
television,
And Hexef
like
only drinks
elephant.
at
I
home
know
now.
all the cognitive work. I know it all.
You hear me? Hexef only drinks at home now. He stopped drinking. Oh, he drinks.
Okay, so that'll be an ongoing discussion we have this year, I'm sure. His
Oh,
health.
yeah.
Maureen, thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
was really important. So we're a little bit late,
Get
but
worse
we can
than
always run over. It's time for August on the Move.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look at me. I am moving because we haven't had the latest news in about 2 weeks. We tried to refrain from the heavy news because we want to make sure that we jump right into it for 2026. So happy New Year, each and every one. Today's discussion will focus on something that is pertaining to all of us, and that is the new U.S. laws taking effect in 2026 and what you need to know. So let's just step through it. I'm not going to play the video, but what I'm going to do is brief you on it. So overall, what this article is really covering, the multiple states will increase minimum wage. That's a good thing. So in some states, you have $17 an hour as minimum wage. Others will have 16. Also, California will implement new laws affecting renters, students, and consumers. Other states are enacting changes to healthcare, education, voting, and public safety, which is all good things. Let's scroll down because I want to get to this and I'm up against time. Arizona, here's your latest laws. Please keep this in mind. The minimum wage across Arizona is set to increase come the new year, which we are currently in. And these cities, like Flagstaff, have their own local minimum wage requirements separated from the state laws. So please keep that in mind, which your law will be for Flagstaff. Let's go over to California. California, you're implementing a number of things. All public K through 12 schools must implement policies limiting or prohibiting students' phone use by July 1, 2026. All right, students, you better learn to get a iWatch and figure it out. Also, beginning Jan 1, apartments are requiring to come equipped. All this is found on Fox 11. However, I want you to take a look at it because it is the law that's coming up in California. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just giving you a couple of tidbits that I think that you should know. So, to come equipped with a refrigerator and stove, as well as basic appliance that many reasonable renters expect would also be required. So that's going to affect. So if you go ahead. Okay. I thought somebody had a question. But if you're going to start renting apartments, it needs to be equipped with the following. Also, what needs to be in stores will only be allowed to distribute recycled paper bags. Okay, they're trying to get away from plastic, but that lets me question because now we're killing more trees. So think about it. The change follows the state 2014 ban on single use plastic bags. So maybe a Californian can please give light to that. If you want to jump in, please let me know. Stores may change a minimum of charge, a minimum of 10 cents per paper bag. Why are we charging? Why are we charging?
This is, to me, this
You
is the
have enough
scam.
taxes.
Yeah,
Why
but
are
they
we charging?
started this before. They started this before with the plastic bags. So now we have to pay for plastic bags. So now
Why
We
are
they're
have
we
to
doing
pay
charging?
for them already in
they've
Austin.
they've been trying to get rid of plastic bags for what, 5 years now, Maureen?
Well, out
It's
in
been
Maine and Massachusetts, that's the way it is. You have to pay for a bag, and then you end up buying all these to-go bags. They want you to bring your own bag, and it gets
right,
and
right.
coming from here in the Midwest, where we still use the paper bags and plastic and all that. I kept forgetting, so I bought about $300 worth of take-home bags.
Yeah, I'm
With
with
that
you, Jazzy.
said,
And they put handles on those paper bags. Like that's really gonna help.
it's going to help,
And they
right?
cheap.
Really? But let's continue in California. Video streaming services are banned from making the volume of ads louder than the video. Yes, they have been doing that. That consumers are
They need to
watching,
do that.
taking effect
Yeah.
in July. Also in California, to become the first state in the nation to require restaurants to list major food allergies on their menus. Well, some of the other states do have food, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the restaurants do have it. So, but
Mm.
I guess in California, you guys are just going to go a little bit deeper into naming out what's on the menu and what's the ingredients. The law requires California K through 12 schools provide all gender restrooms, sorry,
Get
I
rid.
was
Uh-huh.
sorry, all gender restrooms, ensuring inclusive facilities for all students, especially those with the diverse gender identity. Okay, so they're going to have identified rooms for them to go to the restroom. Also in K-12, schools must implement policies limiting or prohibiting student phones as I indicated by July 1st, 2026. We have more laws. Let's go down to Connecticut. Connecticut, here in New NYC. All right, these new Connecticut laws, they take place today. Really, it started yesterday. Connecticut's minimum wage will be increased by 59 cents. Let's just say from the current rate of $16.35 per hour to $16.94 per hour. Why couldn't they just give them 17? Why? Why are we nickel and
Yeah.
diming? Why are
Yeah.
we doing pennies? Okay? They could have just
100%.
made it 17 and call it a day.
Yeah.
House Bill number 6445 will require the State Department of Education to notify the parents of public school students from grades 8 to 11 about opportunities to pursue a more challenging curriculum every year.
Hmm.
Okay,
Interesting.
that's
That is
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Let's go over to Delaware real quickly. Senate Bill 131 will allow what's this dental hygienist to administer
Hygienist.
local anesthesia in the
To give
state of Delaware.
mhm,
Huh.
instead of the dentist.
Almost
I,
6 plastic bags, Jazzy.
wow. Okay. So House Bill number 3 requires that the feeding and lactation program be established for women in Delaware Department of Corrections, DOC, custody by July 26th. So they have some work to do. They need to make a room for mothers that are breastfeeding in jail.
Suspended that.
Yeah, they suspend. Okay, starting next month, Delaware state laws will require insurance plans to provide coverage for at least one peanut allergen introduction. Could you move? Thank you. Dietary supplement and at least one early egg allergen introduction dietary supplement according to the bill's text. This will be provided at no cost when prescribed to infants. That was Delaware, folks. Let's go on down to Florida where it's always hot and sticky. It went into effect yesterday. The Dexter's law will make it easier to find out whether someone trying to adopt a dog or cat has a history of animal abuse. Animal advocate Debbie Darno, what is that? Darino? Yeah, Darino, who pushed for the legislation, believes this database fills a long-standing gap. So I guess people were just to summarize that, I guess people were adopting dogs and killing them or adopting animals and using them as sacrifice. All right. Also in Florida, I told you Florida is cuckoo for cocoa. The state's health insurance plan for employees won't require you to pay any extra costs like copays or deductibles for diagnostic breast exams or additional breast exams. This means these exams will be fully covered without you having to share the cost. Click here, so please go to Fox 11 if you want more information on that. Last but not least, in Florida, a healthcare provider or facility finds facility finds out a patient paid too much. They must give the extra money back within 30 days. If they don't, they could face disciplinary action or fines. However, this rule doesn't apply to overpayments made by insurance companies. What? Well, who's paying the bill? Most of them is the insurance company.
I overpaid a bill, and next thing I know, I got a check for like $400, and I was like, what happened? I'm not calling them.
Good. You keep it and cash it in. Those are handled by different laws. So that's South Florida. Okay, I'm going to cut it off at Minnesota because we know that it's a lot, and I really want you to make sure that you're absorbing all the new laws. So if I'm talking about your state, let me get to it. Minnesota, let me go down because I would like to
Texas, we love Texas, remember?
Yeah, we do love Texas. Let's real quickly go to Texas. Senate Bill 8 from the regular session requires all sheriffs in Texas to work with U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement by serving federal immigration warrants at local jails. In other words, they must become ICE.
Yeah,
That's
we
how I
read
read
that one
that.
before.
I could be wrong.
You're right.
House Bill 149 establishes a comprehensive framework for the governance, oversight, and responsible use of artificial intelligence in Texas. So, AI, they're calling it out, and it needs governance, oversight, and responsibility, and
But
must be
no
responsible
increase
use.
in minimum wage.
No, they did not list that here.
$7.
But
Okay.
except Trump signed that executive order pulling states' authority to um, to do any governance on AI. We'll see what happens with that.
Mm. Abbott will do whatever he said.
Of
Well,
course.
in New York City, at least they rounded it up. Thank you, Governor Hochul, for New York. I don't know what happened in Connecticut while they nickel and dime you, but the minimum wage was increased to by 50 cents. So instead of 16, it will be 17. In Long Island and Westchester, you get 17. And Upper State get $16 an hour. So there you have it. That's all that is talking about. Third party food and grocery delivery platforms must begin offering customers a guaranteed option before or at the time online order is placed starting January 26th. And last but not least, apps like Uber Eats and Instacart must include a granted
Gratuity.
gratuity, yeah, gratuity option of at least 10% of the purchase price and every order as of January 26th. That's New York. New Jersey only have one real quickly, and that is most minimum wage employees in New Jersey will receive a 43 cents bump to an hourly wage, rising the state minimum wage to $15.92. Once again, they're nickel and diamond. Employees of seasonal and small businesses will also see their hourly rates raised to $15.23, an increase from $14.53 starting on January 1. Now, I know in most of these increase on minimum wage, a lot of the small businesses, they feel away because if you think about it, tariffs have been killing them, and
Yeah.
now they have to ensure their employees get this raise. So it's almost they feel like just put your self in their place. They don't mind paying their employees. However, the tariffs are really killing them. So they're trying to figure it out.
Tariffs are killing us too, and I don't. Well, I did go to Sam's Club and get $2 gas today.
$2 gas? Wow,
Two
Wow.
dollars, two
that's
dollars
really,
and 2 cents.
huh?
When it filled up, I was like, "What? It's finished."
We're paying double that.
Yeah, we pay double. Yeah.
More than double that.
Well, I just want to finish out for the
Okay.
rest. Minnesota, new paid family leave, medical leave law will allow up to 20 weeks of leave and pay benefits, which is good. I
Mhm.
mean, a lot of, families, because, their family members are sick or it's hard. And at least
Mhm.
you get 20 weeks. So that will definitely help a lot of families. Also, January workers will be allowed to rest break at least 15 minutes or enough time to use the nearest restroom. Yeah, I like to see that.
And
Whichever is
every
longer.
6 consecutive hours, 30 minutes. Oh my goodness,
Yeah, with
that's
each
worse.
There's some
4
there's some
consecutive
nurses
hours.
ain't gonna get that break. They're gonna owe some people some money.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
good
a
too.
lot of different, employees that really don't take it. Like, especially if you work, like she said, nurses, you're always on your feet. You're always pushing. You're always moving to try to get that. And last, let's just close it out. This one, a person, and remember, this is Minnesota. And you remember there's the big controversy with the state thing with the Somalians and all that has going on. A person who requests an absentee ballot must provide a Minnesota driver's license or state ID card number and the last 4 digits of their social security number. That is, unless the applicant certifies they do not possesses one of those numbers. Come on. If you're here, you have that, trust me, you got to have a social security card. I don't even understand why this has to even be another way to block the vote. That's it for my flight deck. I know it was a lot. Thank you for giving me the time. Back over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, August. It's good to know. Sometimes, those laws go into effect and they just,
Yeah.
you try to keep track, but it's hard. I want to circle back real quick before we close today on the animal abuse thing. I saw this today and I was horrified that we have people out there. Well, why should I be horrified that we have people out there who support cruelty? This I could not believe, though. They are going to change the law to where hunters are not allowed to torture the animals. So this guy right here captured a wolf, taped his mouth shut, and paraded him through a bar. Like, for what? So they're trying to, pass new laws here in Wyoming, that because there's a loophole, I guess, for hunters in this, that they're allowed to do shit like this. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? To me, this is
taping his snout is one thing, okay? But now parading, like you indicate, why? They do some dumb shit. Are you okay, white man? What's the matter?
Did he kill him afterwards?
I didn't finish the whole article, but I just couldn't.
Just don't make any sense.
They need to tape his mouth and parade him through the bar.
Yeah,
I mean,
wax his genitalia. Just give him a wax treatment of genitalia. He'll stop that.
I wouldn't even want to see it.
You funny.
It was hang on, let me just read a little bit because I just found it to be so appalling. The Wyoming prosecutor has made it clear and powerful statement: hunting laws do not excuse cruelty. In a new court filing, the prosecutor rejected the defense argument that Wyoming's wolf capture rules allow unlimited treatment of predators. His position is unambiguous. The law does not permit torture. Prosecutors argue that while Wyoming law allows wolves to be captured or killed under certain circumstances, it does not protect the acts of malicious cruelty. Deliberately injuring a wolf, taping its mouth shut, parading it through a bar, and prolonging its suffering, they say, goes far beyond hunting or wildlife management and constitute a separate criminal offense. And so the filing warns that if the defense's interpretation were accepted, it would create a dangerous precedent, effectively allowing people to beat, starve, or abuse captured wildlife without consequence. And then you saw the thing. I just, it is jazzy, but these are the same people who, I'm sorry, August, I was running it while you were speaking and then I was on autopilot. Yeah, but these are the same people who don't give a shit that people are being picked up off the streets and sent to an El Salvador prison too. So or the babies are being separated from their mothers, or these are the same people. So anyway,
they're animals that are in the wild. Okay, they were here before us.
Yeah,
right.
Just respect their domains. Bad enough they come because they're hungry now, but I mean, come on, you don't have to be that evil. Let's just call a spade a spade. This is beyond cruelty. It's just like what Jazzy said. Harming animals, yes, that will definitely just make me snap. And let me tell you that I hope he did kill that wolf because he's coming back for him because he knows he's sent. That's what they fail to realize.
Yeah. Yeah. That little thing didn't say, why maybe the wolf killed his chickens or whatever. I don't know. But still, that's no excuse. To do what he
Again,
did.
white man, you okay?
100%, Andrea. All right, everybody. I know we went over today, but it's our first broadcast of the new year. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. Who do
Be
we
good to
have?
people and animals.
Jazzy. Barbie. Is it Bougie Barbie? Who else did we have? Everybody who's out there, thank you so much.
Bougie
We
Barbie.
appreciate the conversation as always. Share, please share.
Biting me.
What's that?
Jazzy was saying she doesn't even kill spiders, and I do because they'll have webs
Yeah, I kill
everywhere,
spiders.
then they bite you, and
Yeah, if you come across my domain, you liable to get taken out. But I ain't gonna come into your yard messing with you, wolf.
But the difference there is that you'll kill the spider. You're not taking the spider and hanging the spider up by a clothespin and plucking at him. Come on.
Yeah.
Right, and plucking its legs or
I don't even
doing
have them
whatever cruel
ideas.
thing.
Y'all be coming.
Oh my God, you can call me Barbie.
Call me Barbie. I want to see your picture, Barbie.
Thank you so much. We covered a lot of ground today, and we are, I think, 417 subscribers. We're trying to get past that 500 threshold. So if you could help us by sharing with friends and family and people, we're trying to get there by the first quarter of this next year. Hopefully we can by March is our goal.
Yes.
And then we'll have another goal. So we'll go from there. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Next week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We the people unite.